Today we're here at the Battle of Mansfield. As far as Texas history goes, this Civil War battle is going to be one of the most significant. One of the things that Texas is blessed with during the Civil War is we're never really invaded. Our countryside is not destroyed. Our farms, our homes, our plantations, our cities aren't laid waste like the other states throughout the South. And especially for us in Tyler, Texas, this battle is going to keep Yankee troops out of our homes. So in 1864, after Union successes at Gettysburg, at Vicksburg in 1863, the war has really turned against the South. General Banks, the same one who had attempted to invade Texas up the Sabine River and had been badly defeated at the Battle of Sabine Pass, is going to try again in 1864. The Red River Campaign is going to be an attempt to march troops from on the southern end of the Red River, up the Red River, toward Shreveport and on into Texas. They're going to be supported by Admiral Porter's Navy on the river. And then north of that in Arkansas, there'll be another portion of the Union Army which is also going to march on Shreveport. What's going to end up happening is there'll be a battle in Arkansas, the Battle of Poison Springs, which will turn back that portion of the Union Army. The Navy will be slowed when the Confederates sink a ship in the middle of the river, which will temporarily block the Navy. But 25,000 Union soldiers are marching through Mansfield towards Shreveport and Texas. And there's about 10,000 Confederate troops under General Taylor that are going to try to stop them here at Mansfield. This location behind me is Honeycutt Hill. On April 7, 1864, as Banks has his Union Army strung out along the road for about 15 miles from front to rear, with hundreds of supply wagons, pack animals, he's moving slowly, he's spread out, and as he's advancing towards Mansfield, the Confederate cavalry fights a delaying action on April the 7th, 1864, at Wilson's Farm. This will slow the advance of the Union forces and allow the Confederates to gather here near Mansfield. The next day, on April the 8th, as the advanced portion of the Union Army arrives here at Honeycutt Hill, they run into a force of Confederate troops from Texas and Louisiana, which are going to block their path. Now, the Confederates are actually outnumbered more than 2 to 1, but because the Union Army is spread out over 15 miles from front to rear and is not in a position to maneuver and move to the battlefield quickly, the Confederates are going to temporarily and significantly during this battle achieve numerical superiority and gain an advantage during this battle. The Union brought their cannons up and lined up their men in a defensive position, trying to bring up more troops here at Honeycutt Hill. As the Confederates advance, on the Confederate left, the Louisiana portion of the Confederate Army under General Mouton begins the battle. He had said before the battle, this is being fought on Louisiana soil, so let it begin with Louisiana troops. Now, he will give his life during this battle, but he and his troops will attack on the left flank and take heavy casualties. But they will begin the assault and really hit the Union hard. As they do, along the Confederate flank, all the way to the Confederate right, the Texas troops on the far right, they also begin engaging, and they begin to drive the Union back. Before the Union can bring up enough troops, the Confederates are able to break through the Union lines and send them running. The day ends with the Union forces being driven back and losing over 100 wagons, 1,000 pack animals, 20 cannon, and being very demoralized. However, Banks is still hopeful he's going to be able to recover and continue his advance. But the next day, at Pleasant Hill, the Confederates attack the Union again. Now this time the Union will be able to stop the Confederate attack, but after being hit a second day in a row, Banks finally comes to the realization that he's already lost too many supplies, too much equipment, and he can't continue this attack and advance on Shreveport. So the Battle of Mansfield, as part of the Red River Campaign, is the last real attempt by the Union that is going to give them a chance to invade Texas soil. And thanks to the victory won here by the Confederacy, Texas never suffers the invasion that other southern states do, which is going to allow Texas to recover a little bit more quickly after the Civil War is over with. So if you get a chance to come through Louisiana near Mansfield, this is a interesting little battlefield to take a look at. They've got a really nice museum here, and they've got a few monuments. So it's a really nice little stop along the road to take a look at and to remember part of not only Louisiana and U.S. history, but even a little bit of Texas history.